Hello or Sunday. What the matter, right? Huh. What's the matter? Well, I'm on the computer, so here come Rocky. See if everybody's busy today. Hello, Cookie. You go play with your new play pretty? I've been lazy today. Yeah, you too, huh? It's one of them days or something. I got all kind of stuff to do. Yeah, there's some days you just need to do that. Me and Rocky been taking it easy, sacking out. Working on you again, huh? Well, I may be finding out just between me and you, but I may be finding out about some of that stuff. I don't know. Here in the next week or two, I'm gonna lose a kidney and some junk that goes with it because of that stuff. YouTube damn show better than TV, isn't it? That old George Ann. Well, that's just the way it goes. Like I say, you don't want to know that. George Ann, what have you been up to? Mr. Ringo, how you doing? Well, pretty a day as this is, I figure you had your bikini on outside sunbathing. Yeah, I'd have to go back and send it, but if you don't mind, send it again. Cook. Everything been so screwed up here since I was in the hospital that week. Half the damn stuff, I don't know where it is. Well, if you outside sunbathing in 50-degree weather, it'd make everything perfect. Did I say that? I better shut up. I ran across one of my exes a while back. Conversation got going, and she took and popped off and said, "I guess you're a dirty old man." And I said, "Well, I was a dirty young man. I ain't no use to change now. You know what you call dirty too." I don't see how y'all do that on a phone. Man, ain't no telling what I type. My fingers too big. I bought a bigger phone this last time. And the time I put a case on it, it won't fit in any of my stuff. You two better than I'd have done. Or you wear a vehicle out going back and forth for that stuff, don't you, Cook? Ringo, you been up to anything worth talking about? Yeah. You like that little buggy? Yeah, sort of neat looking. Hey, you even having to work today, Ringo? Yeah, I bet it is. Uh-oh. Big gonna be in trouble. Ain't no telling what that gal get into. You know, I've done a lot of hunting, but duck hunting's the one I never did get into. I got friends of mine that are crazy about it. I think I'd probably shoot the wrong duck, and I ain't never found one that I like the taste of. Oh, I ain't going there, big. Don't say it, Cookie. Yeah, I never did like cold and wet. And the wetter and colder and foggier it is, the more they want to go duck hunting. And if I'm deer hunting or something like that, I can stay dry and put the right clothes on. Mm. Yeah, I hope you get to feeling better. Yeah, I got friends of mine say, "Oh, I can fix that duck where it tastes good," and it still tastes like a damn board. when I was up north, they up in on what the hell they call that Upper Peninsula, and went up there with a buddy of mine lived there, and they fixed a goose they killed up there. Now that wasn't too bad, but that same goose time it gets down here, he's all full of mud and everything else. I'll take a deer backstrap anytime over a duck. Yeah, I've got some motorcycle clothes that are like that. They've got heated gloves and stuff. I don't know how that's gonna work. And I don't know how it is now, but used to you had to be careful what you shot. You could kill one duck and be over the limit. But that is nice. It just don't usually get that cold down here. But I do like vests. I had a vest for a long time that was a leather vest, but it's sheepskin lined. I love that thing. I just flat wore it out. I bet I had it 20 years. I've been looking around for one to replace that with. Woo! When you say leather now, you you better get your pocketbook ready. I guess I'll wind up buying another down one or something. Oh, I bet. And where you live, Cookie, the weather's the craziest thing in the world. It'd be hotter than blue blazes in the summertime, and then nice, and then the damn weather just turned to crap. I'm talking about bad. Yeah, I'm talking about the upper peninsula in Michigan. There was something else in there. Some of y'all may like this, but that buddy, he was getting married, and I was going to be the best man at his wedding, so we flew up there. And the, his mom was really wanting to fix him a good meal. They and she fixed a leg of lamb, and I'd always heard about a leg of lamb, and I thought, boy, I bet that's good. No, leg of lamb and me are. I take a pork chop or a steak, but lamb is just mutton. I just don't like it. Now Janice loves it, so yeah. But it tastes about like it smells too, Georgiana. I just haven't had a good one. I don't think I need to try it again. And his mama was plumb proud of it, you know. And of course, I went ahead and ate it just like it was the best thing since bottled milk. But they, I didn't go back for seconds, that's for sure. I like deer meat. Now, the way some people do this deer meat, I want to eat it. If it's got a smell to it, or I can smell it cooking. Yeah, I think leg of lamb ought to be about like a duck. You take a duck and you nail it to a board, and you put it in the oven, and you cook it for 6 hours, and you put all kind of pineapple slices and stuff on top of it, and then you take it out, and you take the duck off the board and throw the duck away and eat the board. That's just about the way I feel about it. I tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, a good old rack of ribs, barbecue, my barbecue sauce put on it. Mm, yeah, that's what I am. I do cooking. But when I kill a deer within an hour, he's in a ice chest or a cooler with crushed ice over him, and I'll leave that plug out, and we'll leave them under that crushed ice for anywhere from 5 to 7 days, and it takes all that wild taste out of it. Yep, you do exactly the same thing I do cooking. Boy, some of that backstrap butterflied out. Woo! Big old pan of cream gravy, some hot biscuit. I could hurt myself on that. I like to make jerky out of that hamburger meat. I got a recipe for jerky that uses that ground meat when you use a jerky shooter. Mm. How Kenny say make you want to slap your brain? Hey Ariel, how you doing? Well, I've tried elk. I've tried a bunch of them, and I like most of them wild meat. The one I want to try is axis deer. They claim that's about as good wild meat as you can get hold of. I was supposed to go on an axis hunt here sometime this month, and thing got screwed up. And I didn't get to go. There's a hunt where they had too many does on the place and want to thin them out. I just want to go for the meat. You like it, Cookie? Sounds like it. Them things are getting where they're running wild over a lot of Texas. Apparently, a fence don't mean much to them. That's one thing. You get in the hill, Texas hill country, you don't ever know what you're going to see. That wild ranch started it as a 125,000 acre ranch, and they started stocking those exotics. And we had an elk, cow elk, run around here for a long time. But Then other people got to doing it, and they got to getting out. And I hunted down on the King Ranch once, and I'm trying to think of the name of that antelope they got down there, and it just spread all over South Texas. Yeah, you can find plenty of places down here though that's high fence that you can, it might be 7,000 8,000 acres, but with that high fence in it, where you can take them anytime you want to. I got high fence around that 125,000 acres. That don't hold them in very tight. My son's been trying to talk me into going to, I think it's a Navajo reservation, go elk hunting up there. Neil guy, that's the name of them things. And they're big. They're bigger than elk. It's like a lot of other things, and I'm sure that how you cook something and how you take care of it until you get ready to cook it got a lot to do with it. I got buddies of mine go to Wyoming, Montana, antelope hunting, and some of them cuss antelope, and some of them say it's good. The only thing that I've ever heard that wild meat that you got to save is bear. And everybody I've talked to said that bear ain't worth eating. You take it up and said sometimes your dog will eat it. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, the pronghorn. And like I say, some people love it. A buddy of mine killed pronghorn this year. Now he had it all made up into sausage. So it had enough spices in it that it sort of killed the taste of it. I sort of feel sorry for my hunting partner. He had that open heart surgery here a while back, and a couple months ago, and now he was a big beef eater, steaks and stuff. He can't stand meat now. Hell, I never have tried that. Rib eye of the sky. Yeah, now they claim that's good eating. I sure want to know what the hell I was doing because you got that sandhill crane, but you've also got what's that crane is just about extinct. Every year somebody will shoot one of them things by accident. A whooping crane. You don't want to get caught killing one of them. Yeah, yeah, you can hunt sandhill. That thing's big. I got friends of mine that go to West Texas every year and hunt them sandhill. Like Rango says, that's the nickname for them. Ribeyes in the sky. We got two flyways that come through Texas. I haven't tried any either, but they claim they're good. Hey, Bill, how you doing today? I was reading somewhere on here, and they were talking about West Virginia. Said West Virginia didn't even have a limit on the amount of deer you could kill. I know Alabama used to be like 20 something deer you could kill if you bow hunted too. That lady hadn't put too many more knots on your head, huh, Bill? I don't know if they. I don't know much about them. I just know in West Texas they come in here and you'll see them out in the field. They just be a jillion of them out there. Yeah, that's what you're telling me, Cookie. It's a pretty state. The part I was in was anyway. Oh, you running wild and free, then she's gone. You getting all kind of trouble. Get by with it. I got a friend of mine here that I lease a place from, got my RV park, and his wife sort his wife sort of adopted me. I told her, I said, that's one thing about it. I don't have to get married. I can just take enough bitching from you to just give me a little dose of it every once in a while, and I'm just fine. She goes throwing stuff at me. Good folks. Yeah, Bill unsupervised. That's sort of scary, isn't it? Yeah, I know it. Oh, Rocky loves it now. Rocky loves women more. Woo. I don't know how it would be on long term. But Cookie, I don't think there's a woman alive could put up with me on a daily basis. I'm too damn spoiled of doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it, and not answering to nobody. I thought somebody here a while back that I was about half housebroke and about half weaned, and I'd stay housebroke unless you had a back porch. Yeah, that's right. And what makes that worse, Cookie, with this travel trailer, all I got to do is hook up and leave. My house goes with me. That takes about 30 minutes. All right. What is it, 7 o'clock, Bill? Yeah. Okay. I'll try to remember that. No, the last one I missed by about 30 minutes. All jokes aside, so there ain't nothing worse than a bad marriage. That's just hell on earth. But there ain't nothing better than a good one. And luckily, yeah, one out of three of mine was a good one. Somebody asked me here a while back, said, "How long are you married?" And I said, "Well, you talking about the same woman, or can I add them all together?" I didn't think that was very funny. Don't get me wrong, I love women. No, tell me, a wedding cake? Yeah. Yeah, these ladies sure have got quiet on here in the last few minutes. The hair standing up on the back of the neck. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just talking about the marriage part. Now, I will say one thing. That I got three kids by two different women, and they did an excellent job raising them kids. And I'll take my hat off to them on that. Both of them did. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm down here in Texas. Is that adding them together at one time, Bill? You did good then. I'll take my hat off to you. That is not easy to do. Yeah, I knew that, Cookie. I'll take my hat off to anybody and stay married. Uh oh. Are you fixing to get in trouble on this one? Go ahead. Damn, that like choked me to death. You mean next time I come up on you live, I'll say hello, Bill, and the luckiest girl in the world. Well, my kids were better than me. I was wilder than a buck. Never did get in the dope, but uh, my kids all pretty straight. All got successful at what they do. I'm talking about next week, Bill. Yeah, Cookie, I got on Bill's channel a long time ago. Well, it's been a pretty good while. And we've been trying to, I got him up on screen the other night, but we couldn't get the volume worked out. Him and his wife are interesting people. I think they've done a little bit of everything. What, Bill, you say you had a motorcycle shop for like 22 years? And they had to be good people. They had a smaller version of Rocky. Well, Bill, I know you've done the gate garden. You've done the fireworks stand. You've had them a while. I think this is the fourth one I've had. Third one. You did the sugar beets too. I didn't know that. And then you worked in the Big Ten at Quartzsite, didn't you? Christmas tree. Bill and his wife are living proof that if you want to make a few bucks on the road, you can do it. Spring training now. Spring training for who? Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that gay garden, but it's just meat, so it don't make it quite as good. Mm. That little old town I lived in had hot springs in it. Used to I think it was the Dodgers used to come down here and do the spring training. They just good old country folks like us, Coach. Is that where the spring training was at, Bill? I haven't been there in a long time. Hmm. I bet you ain't never heard of Hickok 45, have you, Cookie? I'm gonna have to set up one of these nights and start cleaning some guns. There you go. Boy, these gals gonna have a notebook full by the time we get through running our mouths today. You know, they took his channel down here a few years ago. Many people raised hell, they put him back up. You were too. A bunch of people were. Oh boy, not a bad shot, is he? Yeah, if you want to, just click on that link. Anybody in here wants to come up, click on that link. Really? Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I echoing?
No, it's not bad. Maybe just a little bit, but not much.
What do I have to do to quit? Do I need to hit the mute here or what?
You need to mute YouTube. If you got YouTube open, you need to mute it.
Did that do it?
Yeah, no, keep talking. Let me listen to you for a minute.
I'm trying to find the mute thing that you tell me about, but
No, you still got the echo. On YouTube, go up to let lines across there, and it'll show a little speaker. It, it goes across the bottom of the screen. You see that little speaker, and just click on it, and it'll mute it.
is that it?
Yeah, no, that's plain. You're going to talk a little more from the tail.
So you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
But I'm not. It looks like I'm not moving. Let's see. Why am I not?
Still bouncing around. Still bouncing around it a little bit. Has anybody got any suggestions on how to get him before we can get that echo out of it? Let me make sure that I've got mine.
I know what it is. I probably have you turned up too loud.
Yeah, I know that sounds pretty good there now.
That's better.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm frozen for some reason. As far as me looking at you, or yeah, as far as me, looks like I'm frozen. Does it look like I'm moving around on your end, waving my hands?
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Bill's internet must be pretty bad.
I don't know. There's something that Bill's done.
Well,
Is
I know what you have to do on YouTube is whenever you're going to click that link in a live chat, you have to pause YouTube and then click the link and then just listen to StreamYard, and then you just look at YouTube for the comments in the chat.
well, like what I do when I go into a room is I'll go in the room and then I'll just mute YouTube and I can see the comments and everything.
Yeah, well, and that does the same thing. But if you're
Yeah.
on the device uh, that you're using, like if you're just on your phone, you have to pause YouTube, the live stream, before you click that link, or you're going to have both instances running. Well, especially if you're a YouTube Premium subscriber, because YouTube Premium keeps playing in the background even when you click on something else. So that's how you get that feedback, is you get both of them going.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, and I just pull up my tablet because the tablet works better for some reason on the audio.
But I'm on a
And
desktop.
yeah, yeah, but for me, for some reason, my laptop doesn't work for the audio worth of crap. Nobody can hear me hardly. I have to get right on top of the computer, and then it looks like you're right in my face. So the tablet just works better for me, so I just use it.
Well, on mine now, this computer I'm about half deaf from the guns anyway, but
Yeah,
uh,
well,
I
this
had
tablet's on a dock that has an external speaker is one of the reasons I use it so much.
yeah. Well, I had to hook external speakers up. Bill said he's on premium.
Yeah, if he's on premium, then you've definitely got to pause YouTube before you click that link, because otherwise you're going to get feedback.
Well, there you go, Bill. I'll drop that link again, and you try that.
Yeah, but you have to pause the live stream before you click the link.
See, I'm learning stuff already. I'm gonna be a smart ass old man.
Well, you're only going to learn just enough to be dangerous for me. When it comes to the real details of this stuff, I don't know anything, man. There's so many freaking ins and outs to YouTube that it's not even funny.
Is that better there?
Oh yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Sing a song, Bill. We'll listen to it
Sing
and
a
see how much
song.
better it is.
You want me to clear
Yeah.
everybody off the channel here? I can go get the old guitar and
Yeah.
make a bunch of horrible scratching sounds.
Well, that's like
Yeah, but it's not.
when we were kids. Me and my first cousin Lisa, me and her was always the one that passed out the Christmas gifts every year, and we got together. It was probably about 93, 94 was the first time since I'd joined the Coast Guard that we'd all got together for Christmas. And we were all, and me and Lisa got down and was passing the gifts out. Uh, and we got the brainchild idea of trying to convince Grandpa he needed to pull his old violin out and play it. We hadn't heard him play in so many years. Oh my God, that suggestion never happened again. He sounded like a couple of cats fighting. He had lost something in the years on that violin.
I tell you what, I used to sing a little bit around here, and my dog got to go and getting in the closet and covering their ears up and howling, so I quit. I hated punishing dogs like that.
Yeah. That's like they were talking about having karaoke at Michigan whenever I was thinking about trying to make it over there to that. And I said, I can just tell y'all right now, if you see me up there singing on this karaoke stage, somebody needs to pour me into a bed somewhere quickly because I ain't going to last much longer.
Well, I think my internet's acting a fool just a little bit because you're breaking up part of the time. Part of the time you're clear as can be. And Bill was clear a while ago.
Yeah, I
I'm
heard.
just listening now. Now that I'm on here, I'm just being quiet.
Yeah, I'm hearing y'all fine.
I got to save my voice for later, you know.
What time are you going on later?
For later,
7 o'clock Central.
7 Central? Okay.
Yeah, we do it every Sunday usually.
All right. I
So
might have to stop in there. I ain't going to be doing nothing else.
we did put out a video this week though. Replace that. I got a inverter. Yeah, because I have the one I had wasn't that old, but it would work great, and then it would just go wacky. So a guy actually gave it to me. It's a MS 2000, a Magnum. So I
Okay.
mean, what a gift, you know. I mean, those things are cheap. And
You
we
know,
had gotten a blowout and destroyed the bottom of the cabinet and everything. We fixed it all. It was a pretty good video, but man, it's getting hard for me. My hands, you know, after working on the motorcycles as long as I did, you know,
yeah.
it's real hard getting into those little places. And then, you know, the difference between working on a car and a motorcycle is when you work on a car and you got to break a bolt loose, you open your hand up in case the wrench slips. With a motorcycle, you wrap your hand around that wrench in case it slips, so your hand takes it. You know, you
Yeah.
damage someone's chrome, you're gonna get punched.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm working on anything, it's a bad day. You know, the only thing I enjoy turning wrenches on is, firearms, and it's not like that's back breaking work or anything. Freaking
I tell
wrenching
you
on
what,
vehicles, man. The last vehicle I wrenched on was that darn rock crawler I had run. Oh God, I got tired of turning a wrench.
well,
I just wish I
after
could.
I blew that, yeah, after I blew that thumb off, it got me where I hated mechanic work. I used to sort of enjoy it, and
Yeah,
but you always need to start a boat left-handed or get up in a spot you can't get your right hand up into, and that broke thumb just. Ugh. I'd be that
yeah,
mad I go to store and stuff.
yeah, yeah. I tell you, it's the most frustrating day we had whenever we were building that Jeep of mine. I mean, and we did this in like 16, 17, 18 days, something like that. It was like less than 3 weeks. We went from a bone stock Jeep to spring over axle with a full cage and running 35s on it in that time period. And when we go to back the damn thing out of the garage, it wouldn't fit through the frickin' doorway. We had to let the air out of the tires. You talk about piss you off when that happens. Like, God damn it. I was ready to go somewhere in this thing.
Well, you
Yeah.
need to put like airbags on it so you can raise it and lower it.
No, they just never went back in the garage. Or at
Have
least
you
not
seen
that.
that Jeep of Steve?
Yeah. Yeah. His isn't near as radical as mine was. Mine was impractical for anything but the trail. I mean, it was technically street legal, but man, it had no business on the road. I just drove it basically from Hot Springs Village to the off-road park. If I went anywhere else in it, I trailered it.
You're in
Well, that one
Arkansas,
of
huh?
mine.
Yeah, that's where I was then.
Oh yeah.
I lived there from 2000 to 2010. I'm up north of Kansas City, Missouri now.
Okay, because I'm near Mena.
You've been to Mena, you said?
No, I said I live near Mena.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's where
I
we're
like
at when we're
Mena.
not traveling.
I tell you what, though, it was funny. Uh, whenever I've been to Mena several times, stayed at Queen Wilhelmina State Park and everything. I love going out in the wilderness of Arkansas. But I'll never forget one time I wound up at the airport, and I remember thinking to myself, why do they have this airport like this in Mena, Arkansas? Is there really a demand for this? And then that show with Tom Cruise, what was it? Uh,
That's a big stinker, man. That's we did a video on that, and I got a call from a guy that said you need to lay low. You're on the radar right now, so we got to drop that subject.
yeah, well, that American Made, that was the name of the movie. When that movie came out and I saw it and I found out, I was like, okay, that totally explains Mena having a freaking $50 million airport in the middle of freaking Ozarks or the Ouachita Mountains in Arkansas.
Yeah, with a bunch of parts jets over there. Do you see those?
Yeah,
Where they've been taking
it
parts
was
off
like,
of them to keep them babies flying.
did you ever see that movie, Ron?
I don't think so.
It was a drug. He was a drug runner. It had to do with Oliver North and the Iran Contra hearings and all that. And what it was they were supposed to be supplying weapons to these Nicaraguan rebels. Well, the Nicaraguan rebels didn't really care about the weapons. They wanted the cocaine. The cartel wanted the weapons and they wanted to export their cocaine. So this guy was getting paid by the CIA to deliver weapons to the Nicaraguan or whatever rebels they were. And it was the weapons that Oliver
Contra.
North got from Iran or the Contra scandal thing. And he was delivering them to the rebels, but really he was delivering cocaine to the rebels and taking the guns to the cartel. And that's how they took down
here, man.
that's how they took down some of the cartel members, and then the CIA, when it went public, they turned their back on him and the guy got whacked.
That's probably still going on today.
You know what? I don't care. I don't need to know anything about it. It don't bother me. It ain't affecting me. It ain't got nothing to do with my life. That is one of those things that it's just like, I don't need to meddle in something that ain't my business. And that's something that ain't my business.
I had back when I was flying, I had a good friend of mine. It was a hell of a pilot. He could fly anything. Was certified to fly just about anything.
Yeah.
And he got in the cattle business and went broke, went busted, got a divorce, and a bunch of mess.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I can say this now because he's dead, so they can't nobody get in trouble. But I didn't see him for about 2 or 3 years. And he called me one day and said, I'm going to be coming through town, so let's go eat. And so I met him. He was high rolling, had a pocket full of money, and he had one of them old twin engine military aircraft. I was a B something. And
okay.
He had bought or leased an airfield in Kingsland, Texas. And this dude's broke now. And that's what he was flying stuff down to South America, treetopping it, and coming back up.
Yeah.
But he told me, he said, I won't land it. Said, I go in and I kick it out the door and I turn around and go back. Said, I ain't getting caught on the ground up there.
Yeah, well, that's the way they were doing it coming in on that plane that he was doing it. He was making the drops in South Louisiana. That's where he was dropping all the cocaine from the cartels. And he would keep just enough to take
Well, they
to
were dropping the
Nicaragua or wherever the frickin' rebels were that was supposed to be fighting the Sandinistas or whoever they were. I don't even remember all that mess. It was so long ago. And of course, the truth never,
Well,
I'm sure, never will come out.
Oh no.
There were a lot of dead bodies
This
in
old
Nina
boy
back
that I'm
then.
talking about,
Yeah.
he told me a 1.9mm round was $1.
Yeah.
And that was back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, it's.
Well, what is going on?
He must have got a phone call and needed to take it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got him up on screen. He's an interesting cat. They've done they travel in an RV, but they're
Okay.
they work camp. I mean, they work camp and all that list of stuff he
Well,
was
I
talking
kind of
about. They
figured
work
that
wherever they go.
when I seen where you was talking about the sugar beet harvest and all that stuff. I've seen a few people that followed that seasonal work around in an RV. And I couldn't do it. I mean, that's manual labor. I'd be up a creek without a paddle right now if I was depending on that. No, I'm glad I went and got my training and education in the military when I was young and used my brain today.
I've been watching the deal on the Coast Guard and these submarines that the cartel's sending up.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's something new that I think it was in its early years when I was in, because I got out back in '96. So that was a long time ago. So I'm sure a lot has changed. Heck, the ship I was on in 1990 to 93 is not even in the U.S. fleet anymore. It's in some South American country that we gave it to in some arms treaty or something. So nice to know that it's still floating, though.
But my internet's acting a fool.
Is it?
They're talking about $100 billion in one of them subs.
Oh God, I can't imagine the amount of money. Oh shoot, we lost Ron. Well,
that was a quick trip.
That was I was sitting there. I didn't know what happened to you.
Yeah, I tell you what, my internet is not worth a damn today.
Yeah, it happens. All of us go through it, I think.
Well, I've noticed that the plan I was on with Verizon, they just had for like 2 months, and it was no throttling. It was 100% the whole time. They didn't throttle you at all.
Oh, okay. You didn't change plans, did you?
And I noticed that. No, I didn't change plans, but I think they changed me because closer it gets to the end of the month, the more trouble I have.
Huh. Well, no, I'm on cable internet, so it doesn't get throttled. I got a 200 megabit connection, so it's pretty beefy. Because like this tablet doesn't have a connected. It doesn't have Verizon service. It's only Wi-Fi. Now I've got a Verizon connected tablet, and I've got in fact, I've got 3 of them, and then I've got the 2 Verizon phones. I got 2 tablets for me, and I've got one for my mom, and then I've got my mom's phone, and I got my phone.
Well, if I make that trip that I'm trying to get set up to make, uh, I'm gonna go out to Big Bend and bus around there, and then I'm gonna go on to that meetup they're having in out there by Steve.
Oh, in Ironwood?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that would be fun. That would be a fun meetup. I wouldn't mind meeting Steve and Okie and all of them.
no, I like Steve. Steve's a character.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he's awful relaxed about all them damn rattlesnakes he keeps getting out of his garden.
Oh yeah, well, there ain't no sense getting excited about them. They ain't gonna change nothing. You gotta.
I'd
I
be
mean,
like,
that's part of the territory. If you're gonna live out there, you gotta put up with them.
well, you know, they've got they're putting a fence up now, like a hurricane fence, except they're putting it up with 1/4 inch uh, square wire,
For what?
and
To
they're
keep
putting it up.
snakes?
Yeah, and they said the snake can't climb it.
I. You know,
It's
that's about like whenever they say all these bird feeders are squirrel proof.
yeah,
I'll believe it when I see it.
I've had a bunch of them, but it's a comedy show watching them.
Yeah. There's a YouTube channel called Cruises Louisiana Outdoors that I watched. That's he's down in outside of Lake Charles, and at one time he had the world's largest front porch swing, but one of the hurricanes that went through destroyed it, and he didn't rebuild it. But he's got all kinds of videos where he was testing out all kinds of different squirrel proofing and everything else like that. Some of them are absolutely freaking hilarious, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, this fence I'm talking about, I've got a guy that I followed that's on a ranch out around Big Bend, and they got rattlers everywhere out there. And
Oh yeah, they do.
He put
Uh,
that fence up. Then he run a electric fence around about 2 inches off the ground, right around the bottom of it.
huh?
And them snakes will hit that they'll try to crawl up that wire and they'll hit that electric fence. And most of them just crawl up around that electric fence. Well, it just
Kills them.
kills them.
Pre-cooked meals, huh?
Yeah.
But I've seen some YouTube videos from some linemen down in Texas that deal with the electric companies and the high voltage lines. And what people don't realize is modern cities today, like in Dallas, Fort Worth area, most of their utilities are underground now. So you've got all these transformers that are on the ground for your electricity. Well, they're warmer than the average temperature around. Well, those rattlesnakes love that shit. That's a major cause of power outages in big cities is rattlesnakes getting in there and shorting out them transformers.
Well, and you know the other one was when they're in the air, is hawks and eagles will make nests right on top of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, they but they got where they're hot wiring those tires now to keep the birds off of them.
The tower?
Yeah, the Highline towers, they getting where they hot wiring them to
Really?
keep off of them. Yeah,
Huh.
I had right where my shop was was on it's a 78,000 volt line going into a hospital right there. And
right.
So I dropped off that with 3-phase and single phase. And every once in a while you hear something go, boom. Sound like somebody fired a shotgun right behind your head, and you go out there and look, and it'd be a squirrel or a bird or something that had got into that transformer and kicked one of them links open, you know. I kept them guys phone.
We had a power outage at work one weekend that lasted through the weekend, because we had backup generators. They didn't dispatch because we was the only place without power. So I went to work Monday morning to the generators running and the electric crew in the back of the building working on the pole. That burn raccoon had got into the transformer, shorted it out. That's what the power outage was that darn raccoon that cooked his butt. Tell you, when I went down, when I was living in Arkansas, I went down for Hurricane Katrina recovery. And on the way down there, I stopped in Jackson, Mississippi, and they had a site there that, they had a power outage, but supposedly everything was good. So I went and I hooked that generator up to that darn thing, and I went and turned it all on and everything, got it running, and flipped that switch on that generator to go to the generator backup power inside. And once it made that connection to that generator, all of a sudden that generator goes, starts lugging down. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And I threw that disconnect back, and all of a sudden this god awful smell was coming out of that hog snout where the generator plugged in. And I'm like, oh my God. And I unplugged that generator and shut that darn thing off. And I opened that thing up, and a squirrel, there was a hole in the bottom of that transfer switch. And a squirrel had got up in there and made a nest. And whenever I threw that transfer switch, it shorted out across that squirrel. Cooked that sucker with that generator.
You had fried squirrel, didn't you? Hello, Timmy.
Dude, it was blackened squirrel.
We've been this internet of mine is screwing up big. I'm on, and we've been on here about an hour and a half. I'm going to get off of it.
All right, man.
Send me your phone number, and I'll give you.
Yeah, I will. You have to give me a call. I'll get you up to date on things.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, you take care.
We'll see you.
See if I can figure out how to do. Oh, here it is. Later.